connecting to the real nerds is so easy. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account, @RealNerds. We also have Instagram. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You want to email us? You can do that too, realnerds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Oh no, some scary clown squirted water all over my comics.
Never fear, son! In Colorado, there is one place to go for all your comic needs. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh boy, thanks Coins, Cards, Comics, man. Oh no, there's a lady hanging off that building. Can you save her?
I can't save her, but you can also save 20% by getting a hold slot at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, she's falling.
Did you know prices are also falling on back issues at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics?
Thanks for saving me, Coins, Cards, Comics guy. Now I can buy my son the card games he wants and the sports memorabilia my husband wants.
That's correct, ma'am. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics knocks it out of the park. So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
This is Marguerite Bennett, a writer of DC's Bombshells for Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2017. I've only been saying that for 250 episodes and beyond. I'm Ryan. With me is the nerds.
Brad.
And
James.
And no one cares.
Aww.
Zach.
We're wearing like twinsy hats, though.
I know, it's nice. Except mine's
Yours
camouflage.
is camouflaged.
I know. I don't know why. It's the only Colorado Rockies hat I own, but,
Yeah.
you know, still support the team.
You got to.
Yeah.
Mine is their alternate hat, the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wear it very often. In
It's
fact,
new
this year,
purple now.
Yeah, this year they changed their purple color.
Is it purple?
Yeah, they made it brighter, I think, is what they did. Because they found this thing that when you watch it on TV, it kind of looks blue. So they made it so it shows up better on TV and it's more purple.
Oh.
I guess.
It always looks blue to me.
I know, it doesn't matter to you. Because you have a disability.
Oh.
People with disabilities.
Other people's pain is fun.
Speaking of Denver Comic Con, two things for Denver Comic Con. Nathan Fillion will be there. So we got a whole like Whedonverse showing up at Denver Comic Con.
Yeah.
He's cool.
No Buffy yet.
I know, and I heard so. This is when I was talking to Alan Tudyk because I did his panel last year. In case anyone cares.
You're such a butt.
You said he owes you $1.
He does owe me $1. Yeah. He's such a nice man. Like, I gave him the $1, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll pay you back." And I said, "Don't worry, you don't need to," because he gave me a hug and said I did a great job. That's all the payment I need, guys. But he told me that the reason he does that, he like signs toiletries for everybody who asks a question. Like, he'll take the shampoo out of his hotel room or $1 that I gave him. Is that Nathan Fillion gives people watches with his autograph inscribed on the back. What? Yeah, and he does it as like look how rich I am kind of thing.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like a joke within a joke.
Yeah.
Like
that's pretty funny.
And he says, "Well, I was on Castle for 9 years, so I can afford this stuff." Is what he says, and he does it at San Diego. I don't know if he'll do it.
Yeah.
I heard it was really funny. It's cool when doing the panels because sometimes you meet, you're always worried meeting celebrities. You never know what they're going to be like. And I've never met, except for one, celebrity that is really cool. Like, everybody is super nice.
Yeah.
We gave a Real Nerd shirt to Kevin Conroy, and he said, "Fuck yeah," in like Batman's voice. So that was really cool. Yeah, so, and like Alan Tudyk was such a nice man. And,
oh, yeah.
He's one of the few that was early. Him and Kevin Conroy, I think, were the only people at a panel that I was there, and they were early. Everybody else is late. I remember Phil Lamar got stuck doing photographs because he had so many people doing them, and the the programmer's like, go out there and entertain people until he shows up. I'm like, entertain people? Fuck. I'm not a monkey. So I did my Chris Farley joke, which you can't see because everyone says I look like Chris Farley. So I said, here's my impression of him. I act like I'm dead. And people started booing. It takes people a while to get what I'm doing. But when I was doing it, Phil Lamar was coming up and he was like cheering me on. He's like, that was fucking great. And he said thanks for covering for him. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so it's kind of fun. And I mean, I'm sure Nathan Fillion probably has his own moderator. A lot of them do. Claire Kramer, who's been coming every year since I did her panel, is kind of the moderator for Denver Comic Con.
Right.
And she does a great job, so I'm not jealous. But do you know what Claire Kramer is? She smells great.
Fantastic,
She
I'm sure,
smells great.
I bet Nathan Fillion smells good.
Yeah, I don't know if is James Marsters great, Nathan Fillion, but who knows? Maybe I'll do his panel and I'll find out.
I bet like Nathan Fillion's got a little dirt to it, right? Like he smells good, but he smells
like
he smells
maybe
a little
like some
dirty.
oil because for like Serenity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's just like he's just got his hands a little dirtier.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The stars, they smell just like us.
No, they don't. They smell amazing.
Or they smell better.
I smell terrible.
Yeah, no.
Like you should smell me sometime. Smell me now.
Hey,
No, I'm good, James.
Hey, nobody smells as good as James Marsters. Let's get that straight right now. So here's the other thing. So once again, Denver Comic Con is having a special beer for the con.
Oh, cool. Did they name
And
it
they
yet?
settled on. So there's 4 names you can vote on.
Cool.
You can vote on Princess Pilsner, which is in memory of Carrie Fisher.
Aww.
Sonic Brew Driver, which is something from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Should it be Tonic Brew Driver?
Oh, what?
Well, no, because they otherwise you wouldn't hardly know what it was.
It rhymes.
Yeah.
There's a Demo Porgon after Stranger Things, which is okay. And this is actually my favorite is I Am Brute after I Am Groot.
Sure.
So those are the 4 finalists. You can log on to you have until Wednesday, and the winner will be announced Thursday.
Cool.
So you have a few days to put it out. So that'll be Wednesday the 29th.
Ooh, I think I am for either the Princess Leia one or the Groot one, mostly because the glasses will be really cool.
Yeah, I just like I Am Brute. I think that's the most clever one.
I don't think naming like a beer after Carrie Fisher is the best way to honor her, since she had like alcoholism trouble. Like
That's fair. All right. Yeah, but the glass is going to be so cool, man.
True. So yeah, vote for whoever. If you like Stranger Things, then vote for the Stranger Things.
Don't vote for that one. It's not as good.
Yeah, I think I Am Groot is a Brute.
yeah,
is the best one.
that's my choice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to influence anybody's vote, but vote for I Am Brute. You can log on to DenverComicCon.com to purchase tickets today. There's a very few amount of the 3-day tickets left. They are all out of the speed passes. So if you want to meet celebrities like Weird Al Yankovic, they will be having, I think, in the next couple weeks, photo op stuff for it.
Yeah.
Which I think I should do. Yeah. So log on to Denver Comic Con, get all that information. You can still get tickets for individual days as of right now. If I remember correctly, the individual day tickets for Friday and Saturday sold out, and then Sunday didn't sell out till like the day of. So they all sell out, but you don't want to wait because as bigger actors keep coming and everyone gets more excited, it sells out.
Yep.
And remember, that's June 29th through July 1st. Or is I got 30th through the 2nd?
I think it's 30th through the 2nd. Yeah.
30th through the 2nd, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a 4-day again?
I think it
30th,
might.
yeah.
No, it's 3 days. So it'll be the 30th, 1st, and 2nd.
Yeah.
Preview night Thursday, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah.
We call that the day we set up our booth.
Right. It's work day.
It's work day.
But preview night is a little bit more clever and catchy.
That's right. Cool. So every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go and see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Go Power Rangers. Stay tuned till the end of the show where we'll tell you if you should see the film, and we'll also spoil it. But we also talk about movie news, movies that are coming out, and movies we've been watching throughout the week. We like movies.
Yes, we do.
We like movies.
How about you?
Yeah! Cheer! Movie cheer!
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Rah, rah, rah.
Are you getting serious? Don't you do it.
No.
I totally thought he'd bean the dog in the head with that
He
thing.
was going to. His intention was to hit the dog in the
He's
head.
like, I'm number one in this household.
Kid's gone rogue.
Henry's in New York.
He is.
And he sees some really shitty movies in a segment he calls Art House Asshole.
I love art house movies. You can call me Mr. Asshole.
What's up, nerds? It's Henry giving you an update on Art House Asshole. This week we watched Xavier Dolan's Heartbeats, which was his second film. It's okay. It definitely has a sophomore slump to it, but you can still tell that there's a lot of talent behind it. I think Xavier Dolan he's one of the best upcoming, or I could say he's just arrived at this point. Young filmmakers. I think he's just a very, very talented young filmmaker that I think is on the cusp of just being one of the biggest filmmakers of our day. And he's literally just one film away from just breaking into that, I feel like. And so, but yeah, that's his new film, or not his new film, his second film that I reviewed this week. I thought it was okay. It wasn't great. A little disappointed by it, but yeah, that's this week. I don't know what you're watching this week. I hope it's good. I hope you enjoy it. And if you want to see my full thoughts on Heartbeats, go to realnerdspodcast.com. And I will see you next week.
I didn't listen to this one. What movie did you say?
Heartbeats?
Heartbeats, okay.
Sounds lame.
Yeah. I hope he had fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been busy. I haven't been able to check out his call either, but you heard it, so you know what's up.
Yeah. You know whether or not to see Heartbeats.
That sound like something you want to watch, Zach?
It looks fascinating, but there's.
I mean, if Brad doesn't want to see it, I have to go to the next pretentious person on this podcast. So
obviously you go down the line.
Yeah.
It looks fine enough. I mean, there's so many other films that Henry watches that are some that I have no interest in.
It's cool that he's out there because I've never heard of some of the films he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Well, and every now and then he sees one that he really enjoys, and then will send me a text and be like, "Oh, James, you have to see X. It is made for you." And I'm like, "Cool." And then I don't watch it because I don't listen to him. It goes on the list, and eventually I will. But it's just cool. He gets to expose us to some stuff that I think none of us would be exposed to.
He's making
otherwise.
some cool stuff for himself too. Like I've been seeing his Instagram photos from film school.
Yeah, he's doing well. That son of a bitch is gonna get famous.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
Maybe as a voiceover person.
Way to achieve. Oh,
Because
dude,
he
he
has
totally
a big, deep voice, and he's a little white guy.
He's going to be the new Keith David.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Sweet. What are we doing first?
Brad, is there something happening around town?
Actually, there is. I can't actually pull up the Esquire schedule, but I'm pretty sure it's Austin Powers' 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah, baby.
Midnight screening.
Ugh.
When was the exact moment like that got old?
I know. I kind of thought like, oh, that sounds fun, and then I heard "Yeah, baby" and went, oh, "Fuck me."
Yeah.
I don't want to watch
remember
that.
in the theaters, it wasn't that popular. It was really on the DVD. I remember it blew up.
Yeah. Spy Who Shagged Me premiere was like huge.
Yeah.
I think the movies are pretty funny. I still enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Goldmember, not so much for me.
Which is all the people who did
got some good
the
moments.
"Yeah, baby"
Yeah.
all the time to quote the movie.
It was
It's
the
got-
right.
Are those freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads?
That's the great part.
Yeah.
The great parts are all the like terrible, the funny little nods to the James Bond stuff. It's actually Austin Powers that I don't like.
Yeah. I still think one of the greatest line deliveries in that whole series is Seth Green when he meets Dr. Evil for the first time.
Yes.
And he says, "So I haven't seen you my whole life, and you come back here expecting a relationship? Pfft, I hate you." Just his like exhale and "I hate you" is like one of the best line readings in that whole series.
Yeah.
It's a dated joke, but I love the moment before that where he's like, "I'm hip, I'm with it."
What happened to Seth Green? Is he dead?
No,
He's like a big producer.
he's a big producer.
Oh, good.
Remember, he does Robot Chicken, and
Yeah, I just haven't seen
stuff.
Robot Chicken in a while, so I hope he's doing well.
I don't think he does acting very much anymore. He
Yeah.
does voiceover
Voiceover,
and
yeah.
producing stuff.
Yeah.
He's trying to reboot Without a Paddle.
Him and Dak Shepard.
No, Dak Shepard is
He's a director of the
Yeah.
Chips movie
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
writer, I think.
Oh
yeah, and producer,
Yeah.
and star. He's pulling what Affleck could not do.
And the other thing you can do this week
What?
is,
That's true.
and the other thing you can do this week is, if you haven't heard this by Monday, Open Screen Night is Tuesday, and
Cool.
it's $5 at the Bug Theater, 7 p.m. Go to OpenScreenNight.com, check it out. It's Local fun.
Cool. Very cool.
Hey, there's some movie news this week.
There is.
In a segment called Movie News.
It's real news.
So, did you guys see the trailer for Justice League?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
No?
it's
Haven't
really
yet.
it's really good.
Is it? I don't know. Here it is right now.
We have to be ready. You, me, the others. There's an attack coming from far away.
Not coming, Bruce. It's already here. The others. Where are they?
Arthur Curry, the Aquaman. It's on him.
Organic and biomechatronic body parts. He's a cyborg.
You should probably move. Barry Allen.
Whoever you're looking for, it's not me. You're the Batman?
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
One thing I can tell you is you got to be free.
My turn.
Come together. Right now. Come together. Right now.
Shall we?
It's good to see you playing well with others again. Just like a bat. I dig it. Maybe temporary.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's funny.
It looks awesome, but
Yeah, it
it's
looks-
devoid of any story. Like, it's just like someone's coming and we have to stop it, and that's the thing they've been selling us since before Batman v Superman. So I'm just like, okay,
Yeah. I think
all
it-
your action shots look cool.
Right. I think it looks really cool. It's funny when we went to go see Power Rangers. Ryan and I talked about it a little beforehand. I was like, because he hadn't seen it yet at the time. I was like, yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but so have all their other trailers. So
Yeah.
it's all about whether the movie.
There is more humor in this one, though.
Yes, there is.
But I don't know, coming from Bruce Wayne, if I'm totally down with it yet.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, Tony Stark's pretty funny. We need a billionaire to be funny in our movies.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
superpowers do you have?
I mean, that's a good line. I just don't know if I buy it from Batman yet.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see.
you're part of a team now? Oh, look at you with the bat costume. I get it. Like, maybe not for long.
I was talking with a friend afterwards, though, because right after we talked about it in the theater, they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer, which also has absolutely zero plot. You never see the villain.
It's true.
And that trailer is fucking gold by comparison. Like, because all that trailer has to do is tell you, remember that thing you really liked? We made another one. And this trailer is actually trying to convince you, like, hey, remember all this talk about stuff that's kind of been okay? This one you should see. And I don't
And I'm
know.
okay if they're holding back the story a little bit, because again, this
Yeah.
one doesn't come out until November, so.
And one of the big problems for me with the Batman vs Superman one was that it gave you the entire plot. Like, you had every moment. Like, you knew when Wonder Woman was going to show up. So at least here, I'm like, okay, there's going to be some scenes where they talk, and then they're going to fight a couple of those flying demon mantis thingies.
I mean, the thing with Snyder is his movies always look great.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I mean, the movie looks pretty epic.
Yes.
I
There's
just
some cool shots in that
yeah,
trailer.
we'll see. I mean, I'll still give it a chance because I.
Oh, look, he's bringing the noise.
Does does Batman have like a giant Megazord thing?
Yeah, he's a master builder,
that
dude.
climbs up like a fucking inside of a sewer thingy, because that looks awesome. If it's got hands and it's like a giant Iron Man outfit, that thing looks dope as hell.
And the only thing I'm still not sold on Cyborg being on the team.
Oh no,
he's there. I know he's there because the kids really like him because he's from the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know. I'd much rather see Green Lantern or.
It's kind of the corniest part of the trailer because Wonder Woman just says like, you're a cyborg, and you're like, oh, his name is Cyborg. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, hopefully the character's good.
Yeah,
he's created by the mother. They set up this whole thing with these mother boxes, so like it's part of whatever the story arc they're trying to make is. So he's not just completely out of left field.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I get it.
Yeah,
but it's.
Hopefully they'll work it in.
He's
really
not.
well.
I guess he's not like.
He's not like a top tier DC character.
He's not like a heritage hero, I guess.
Yeah.
Where I'd expect, Green Lantern or.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Hawkman, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Hawkman. Yeah, if you made Hawkman cool.
Yeah, but they probably figured. Like Hawkman is kind of Thor-ish, so they don't want to
and I mean,
they've already got Aquaman looking like Thor.
I'm almost 100% sure they put him in for the kids.
Yeah.
Not that it's saying it's a kid movie, but the kids will say, "Oh, that's the dude from Go Teen Titans."
And it diversifies.
And diversity.
Yeah. Well, not just for color, but also because he's a robot mechanical science superhero. Whereas if you added another like weird mythic character, it gives the team a little bit more balance, but. It's at least the trailer doesn't make me as angry as the newest Wonder Woman trailer does, where they've decided to make Wonder Woman stupid, which I just can't abide. Like it makes me so angry every time I see it now.
I know that's that's my biggest problem with the Wonder Woman trailer because I think some of the shots look really sweet.
Yeah. How about that time that in every trailer she's in, whether it's Justice League or Wonder Woman, when she slides and she kicks. I like that. That's why they keep doing it, because it's cool. She slides and she kicks.
The first Wonder Woman footage, they put in some stupid joke, like feminism joke, that's not funny.
No, but it's not even about that joke not being funny. It's that she's so stupid that she doesn't understand that her holding a shield and sword can't walk through a door. Why doesn't Wonder Woman understand how doors work? And why is that okay?
And that's a product of DC thinking they need to add levity to their movies. You don't need to add levity if you make the movie good. I mean, there's no humor in The Dark Knight.
Or add levity that actually is intelligent and doesn't make fun or degrade your characters. Like, that's the thing. I think the trailer is not very well made because it also sucks a lot of the first third of the trailer is awesome. Like, I'm in. They're setting her up to be like somebody who really has to like overcome adversity, and like she's weaker than the others, and like she's got to train harder, and like they're really beating her down, and then you just give her magical like gauntlets and stuff, and she just wins, and you're going, you suck the drama out of the trailer, and then you make her stupid at the end. I don't know why.
It is
I
interesting
care.
though too, because there's been conflicting things on the internet about Wonder Woman, where some people have seen it like it's pretty good, and then there's people saying like it's garbage.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think people are seeing different cuts, right? Like,
yeah, I think so too.
We can't reveal the source, but we know somebody who saw an early cut of it and said it was pretty messy.
Yeah.
But that version was a couple months ago, and they've hopefully done a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope that they figure it out and that they make it work. It's just that trailer specifically makes me angry, and so when I saw the Justice League trailer, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, she looks badass, Batman looks cool. He's got a big robot thing.
Yeah, I hope they can pull it off. I mean, I want it to work because
Aquaman's never really in the water, so somehow he gets to be cool. I don't know.
Too, and because this is the selfish part of me. The reason I want Justice League to work really well too is because I do want to see Batman with Ben Affleck in it. I want to see him be his own Batman movie.
Yeah.
So I think if it does well, give him confidence that they're on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I read a story too that the dude who plays Deadshot, Joe Magliano, he's like, I don't know if I'm still in the movie.
I have no idea what's going on.
Because didn't they rewrite it from scratch?
Yeah. So Matt Reeves came on and he's like, we're going to rewrite this.
Good.
And Affleck's on board with it too because he said on many times like, I'm not doing anything that's not good. Yeah. So if he knows it doesn't work, then he brings someone else in and it's a different set of eyes. So
yeah. No, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
In other news, Chuck Barris died, who was the host of The Gong Show, but more importantly, may or may not have been an assassin for the U.S. government.
Wait a minute. Where can I learn about that?
Yeah, go watch George Clooney's directorial debut.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Yeah, and learn about how awesome Chuck Barris may or may not have been. Or he may have been a crazy pants liar.
Yeah, crazy pants liar is my guess.
You think? You're not a believer?
I don't know. It's. I want to believe. I'm like Mulder. I want to believe.
Yeah. Very, very cool. We also got all kinds of Spider-Man Homecoming, like posters and such.
I'm such a nerd. I'm like, he's hanging on the Avenger A.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him hanging on the Brooklyn Bridge line. And they're like absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Oh no. Well, there's like there's some screenshots where you get to see his like homemade suit.
Yeah.
You know, which of course looks corny and stupid.
The one where he's like laying in front of Avengers Tower, I swear there's like a shadow of something like in between the buildings. Like some kind of Zord-sized thing. So I'm like, what would that possibly be?
Do you think that he's like that he's gonna fight the Power Rangers?
A Spider Zord?
Oh, dude, if it was a Spider Slayer, that would be dope. They should totally do Spider Slayers.
I don't know if like maybe the Vulture construction even bigger, like Vulture suit or something.
Maybe that'd be cool. I don't see it, but skipping that. They're not going to change the Last Jedi, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi much, or really at all, in light of Carrie Fisher's death. I mean, she died well after principal photography was over, but just good to know that they're not going to really muck with it or like take away any of her performance just because of that. So that's cool.
I am curious to see what they're going to do with Episode 9, though, because
they have to be creative to say why she's not around.
No, they don't. They just have to CG in a old version of Princess Leia and have her do all her scenes.
Oh, they said they're not going to do that.
I really hope they don't.
Yeah. Please don't.
I mean, my hope, as I've said since they started this whole thing, is that by the time you get to the third movie, there's not really that many original characters around anyway. Not just because they keep dying off, but because, I want them to start something new and branch off. So hopefully those characters are a launching pad, and then from there you just get a cool adventure. So we got a trailer for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Has anybody else watched this trailer yet? Holy shit. So it's the new Martin McDonagh movie, which is the guy who made 7 Psychopaths and In Bruges. And it stars Frances McDormand, and it's amazing. If you're listening, you should go watch it because it's really good.
What's the name of the trailer?
It's called 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's about a woman who Frances McDormand plays an abrasive, if you will, woman whose like daughter is killed, and the cops haven't solved it yet, and so she buys 3 billboards on this road and puts up like signs about basically making fun of the cops, and then she's basically harassing people through the whole movie because if she keeps herself in the newspaper, then as long as she's in the news, people will keep investigating it to try and find this murderer. But it's my summary doesn't do justice to I think how fun this trailer looks, and honestly he's one of my favorite writers who, only does a movie every like 4 years. So I'm pretty excited. And Frances McDormand looks amazing. So go check that out. We also got a trailer for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yes, we did.
The new season coming out on Netflix here shortly. When is that coming out, actually? Zach, do you know?
April 14th.
Oh, man, that's cool. I've been watching... I mean, this is a little bit early.
I was watching I Accused My Parents last night. That one's funny.
I've been going through all the ones that are on Netflix and like falling asleep watching it. So like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and hear, riffing on stuff in the background. It's pretty good. There's talk about a Spider-Man spin-off with Black Cat and Silver Sable. Ryan?
Yeah.
Would you see it?
Silver Sable's a mercenary assassin, and Black Cat's a thief. I mean, it writes itself, really.
Yeah. It just sounds great.
Just make Black Cat in the Spider-Man movie as a villain.
Yeah, I don't know. Fox desperately wants to figure out how they can make a universe out of Spider-Man, and they don't realize that
Sony?
Sony, yeah. So Sony kind of, or Spider-Man kind of doesn't have, like, he has one. Mm-hmm. The thing to do would be like go do Spider-Woman or something, right? Like,
I agree.
Go get a spin-off Spider character,
but
that one probably won't sell as well.
I agree.
So I understand their predicament. I disagree with their motivations.
Because the problem is where I actually think so DC villains, Joker, and people like that work really well. Marvel villains are usually the opposite of Marvel heroes.
Yes.
Where the Marvel heroes are more important than the villains.
Yeah.
So it's harder for, I think, you to make a movie out of them because everything that villains do in the Marvel universe is usually predicated on something that happened to them with the hero. They're tied to the hero so closely.
Do you think that they're basically trying to like Suicide Squad some?
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Especially, dude, if you get Venom in there, you make a Venom movie, you make a Silver Sable Black Cat movie, you put them all together, and then you got another movie.
I mean, the only thing
next thing you know, you got movies.
I don't know how you make a Venom movie without Spider-Man because Venom's sole motivation is revenge on Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's a foil for Spider. Yeah.
So he's
anyway.
the exact opposite of Spider-Man.
Right.
I guess you can make Carnage in it. That's the only thing I guess I can do with it. And I've said this to Andrew, our comic store guy, go to Colorado Coins Store Comics in Arvada, Colorado, that I actually think Carnage is a more interesting villain because he has no moral barometer, and
I just don't know how you sell that to a modern American
can't.
audience.
You can't.
Right? Like, who's this
Carnage,
green and red the crazy guy? Oh, he's
red
annoying.
and black.
Red, yeah, sorry, green and green.
So no, Carnage is a serial killer.
Yeah.
So he gets when he gets imbued with powers, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has really any great stories, but I think the idea of a psychotic having superpowers is pretty interesting. And you could, I don't know. I've never been a fan of Venom or that whole thing, so selling me on Venom's always going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
I like classic Spider-Man villains.
Oh, the dog is stronger than your kid. Yeah, no, agreed. So, anyway,
we'll
that's
see.
pretty much news, unless I missed anything.
You can buy a Super Pass for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that comes in the shape of a cassette tape that says Awesome Volume Mix Volume 2.
For the IMAX, right?
That's Regal, right?
Yeah, and you can see it as many times as you want during its theatrical run.
What?
And it's $100.
What?
Yeah.
And the Alamo has the pint glass.
Does the tape work?
No, I think it's just it's basically like a credit card.
Oh.
But I mean, if you want to see it 15, 16 times, you know?
Yeah, as long as you see it 11 or more times, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I get pre-approved for my Guardians of the
But I think
Galaxy
it's a cool
credit
idea.
card?
I mean,
Oh, for sure.
If a movie like that, and the studio's going to like it because you're going to get $100 to see the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I could see making it 50 and make it, just make it 50. And that way, basically it's you're making it worth 5 visits to the theater, That would make sense.
So yeah, it's called the Ultimate Ticket, and they have a thing too where you can, on Fandango, they're doing watching both movies back to back, and you get a poster and I forget something else.
Huh?
A $5 combo,
probably. No, I think it's a collector set of pens.
Oh, cool.
And so yeah, so you see both Guardians of the Galaxy, and you get a poster and some pins.
Cool. Very cool.
Got to get some for my pen game.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's it.
That movie's gonna be good.
Yep.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. I've already heard. Insider buzz is it's really great.
Kurt Russell's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He may or may not play a living planet.
Well, he does because James Gunn said it's the most expensive special effect they've ever done.
Yeah, and we may or may not have already seen it.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, cool.
Hey guys, what's coming out on Blu-ray?
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
I have 2 things coming out this week. Thank you, Tex Amazon alerts that I forget when I pre-order stuff.
I've never heard that voice out of you before.
Which one?
Hey guys.
Oh, it's there's this Mickey Mouse cartoon where Donald gets split into his love side and his angry side, and his angry side is Hulk. So he just goes around smashing things, and his other one is this dopey lovesick guy, and he's like, "Hey guys, I love you." It's really funny.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is coming out on 4K and Blu-ray, and you can get a version. It's got a little platypus thingy with it.
Yeah, that's an Amazon exclusive.
Yeah,
the Niffler.
It's like a platypus thing. That movie's not very good. Harry Potter is also getting 4K releases this week, so you can get 4K.
No matter what comes out on Harry Potter, James refuses to like it.
No, that movie's pretty much garbage.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It is not.
It's really boring.
It is not.
Yeah. I mean, it was better than Suicide Squad. The rest of the Harry Potter series, though, is getting a 4K release this week, so you can go pick up the whole series. I'm pretty sure. It looked like there was a lot of them.
Gambon's beard in full HD quality.
Yeah,
That's
right. Man.
He's got a nice beard.
And Why Him? The movie where James Franco and Bryan Cranston are on the cover.
Brad, did you see that one?
I did.
Is that good?
It's fun.
I can't remember. I remember you saying it, but I can't remember what you said about it.
It's a good rental. I don't know if I'd own it.
I always like Franco being a douche.
Yeah, he's a big douche. But he's like
He's a big douche.
He's a lovable douche in the movie. Like,
yeah. The only thing I remember even seeing about it was I remember seeing an interview with him as part of the press tour, but it was actually him and Cranston talking about making The Disaster Artist, because Cranston's in half the cast of Why Him is in Disaster Artist.
Yep.
So anyway.
Oh, that new photo sent a chill up my spine when I saw it for that. I can't wait for that movie.
Yeah, I really want to see that. Planet Earth I
2.
Okay. Is coming out on 4K this week. That actually looked. I like that. That's cool looking, man. So you can go look at pretty pictures of the planet,
or you could go outside
before it's gone.
Before it's gone. Oh gosh, this is getting depressing. Speaking of depressing, Fast and Furious 6 and 7 are both getting 4K releases, and then there's a whole like another Blu-ray box set of the entire series 1 through 7.
Had 8 of them.
Oh yeah,
called The Ultimate Ride.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're all. This one is just the boxes or the discs in like a book edition. That's kind of cool. So it's not shaped like a wheel or anything. But this is maybe the one that I would want actually out of all of them, because the wheel just would look shitty on a shelf, which is why I never got it.
I never got it because it includes 2 movies I'll never see again.
2 and 4?
3 and 4.
Really? You would watch 2 before you would watch 3? Huh. 3 is pretty terrible, but they drift a lot.
They do. But I'm not really down watching a bunch of Asians race.
Whoa, fuck. Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But,
the views of Ryan Frost do not reflect that.
No, I'm just kidding. But I guess, what's the one, 6 takes place, right after Tokyo Drift, because Jason Statham shows up at the end of 6,
so the beginning,
sabotaging Tokyo Drift. I don't remember.
The beginning of 6 is before 3, and then the end of 6 is after 3.
Okay.
Right? Because at the end, he leaves, and he goes to Japan, and he gets hit by Jason Statham, and Jason Statham's like, I'm here. And
why are you looking at me? I've never seen a single one of these movies.
Wait, you've never seen a single one of them?
I haven't.
Have you not seen them throughout the course of our podcast?
I always miss those weeks.
Really?
Intentionally?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Well, you need to see 5, because it's genuinely great.
All right.
You've sold Brad.
Yeah. And 1 is a pretty decent remake of Point Break.
I've listened to all the How'd This Get Made
right.
podcasts of it. I feel like I have watched them, so.
They're about family.
Yeah.
And the street.
Family.
I got everything I need to know.
They're about the street.
They got to fit Vin Diesel with some new lifts in his shoes so he can stand up to the Rock.
No, they just film everything on a ramp.
Yeah.
They're just constantly standing on a ramp. He stands on a lot of bumpers in that movie. A Monster Calls, which is that movie that kind of looked like I Kill Giants that I actually did want to see but never got a chance to. It's a Sigourney Weaver, Felicity Jones. There's a monster.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson plays the voice of the monster. And there's a kid, and the kid's friends with a monster. It's like I Kill Giants, but, something different. 20th Century Women, which was actually a trailer I was kind of interested in, so I want to check that out.
Yeah, Mike Mills.
What's the Matter with Helen, which is an old movie.
I don't
all I got.
know.
That's all I got. A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's an adaptation by Julie Taymor. I don't know, but the cover looks fucked up, so I clicked on it. All right, Criterion is putting out Blow Up, which you may remember
I love that cover.
Is the movie that it was my dad's favorite movie for like 30 years, and then I watched it, and it's kind of about a guy who just sort of rapes some women, and then may or may not sort of help solve a murder, maybe. But it's pretty boring. But check it out. There's this really terrible scene where anyway. But it was cool back then, and it's got I think it's got the Yardbirds in it. which is the only reason my dad liked it was because there's a scene where he randomly
What
runs
movie are you
in.
talking about again?
It's called Blow Up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's like a 70s movie about a photographer.
Mhm.
And there's a scene where he's like, it makes no sense, but he's like runs into this like warehouse sort of building where there's a bunch of kids watching. I believe it's the Yardbirds. They sing a song, and then he runs away. Oh, they smash their guitar, and he grabs a piece and runs away with it. No idea why.
It's one of those movies that all the hipsters have the movie poster of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's that one of that lady lying down and the photographer taking the picture.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the movie.
It's in the lobby of our film school.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Pretentious.
September Storm in 3D. From Kino this week. It's a movie where
That shark looks like he's like his eyes look like he has no eyes. Like there's no pupil in there.
No. He's looking at the sexy lady in the bikini.
He's like,
going,
oh,
and then look at this dope diver who's like shooting this is not bad. Anyway, it's some kind of shark fight movie where two divers box a shark over the love of a beautiful woman. So that sounds interesting. Maybe check that out. The Phantasm Collection is out this week on Blu-ray.
Yep.
I don't know how many of these it is. It just says
5.
collection. It's 5 of them. Cool. So you can see that. Let's see which one. Wishmaster Collection
I have
from
that one coming.
Vestro.
Vestron?
Yeah.
The first one's pretty good.
The cover's pretty neat. That's the one where like he makes your wish come true, but like it's terrible.
Yeah, they'll say, I want
a bunch of gold, and then like you get crushed with gold. Yeah.
Wish granted.
like the monkey's paw.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's the monkey's paw.
So, the first one has Kane Hodder, Robert Englund, a bunch of horror icons in it.
Oh snap!
Then they get progressively worse.
And then there's a movie from Blue Underground, which is maybe somebody else who's now releasing horror movies.
I have a couple of those.
Called Venom.
Oh yeah, you
And-
talked about that.
Yeah, that's like a re-release. I have their original.
Oh really?
Release
is
of
it also from Blue Underground?
Yep. The
Oh
cover
okay.
is like the reverse one they have.
Oh.
And it's not as cool. Mine is like this chick in a skimpy outfit with a snake behind her.
Oh yeah, this is a hand with a gun bursting through glass, and then there's like a drawing of a snake. It doesn't look like a
It
snake.
has a black mamba.
Is it?
Yeah, not Kobe Bryant.
Now, unfortunately, in a post Nice Guys world, I'm also aware that this man who has just punched that glass has sliced his wrist open and will die in about 35 minutes. Anyway, that's what's coming out on Blu-ray this week.
Man, just burning through it.
Yeah.
This is what we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I did that just to be an asshole. I finally got around to see Moana, and it's beautiful, and it's a great movie.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's a good song. That song is good.
It is. The movie is very vibrant and very bouncy.
Yeah. Bouncy.
Like, I mean, it moves really quickly.
Okay.
Review given by Tigger.
Yes.
The
Very
camera.
bouncy.
That was good.
Yeah, no, it's great. Dwayne Johnson is great in it. The lady who plays Moana is fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's cute. Wonderfully animated.
Yeah.
The way they animate the water is pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That scene with the little girl at
Yeah,
the
at the
beginning where
beginning
she
where
goes,
it's-
"Oh, it's so cute." It's just so cute.
It is. It's really well done.
Yeah.
I've said I'm almost done. I've been doing watching all the Disney movies. I was going to watch them in order, but because I have a kid, it's hard for me. Like, he doesn't want to sit through freaking Cinderella, so like
Yeah.
So I've been kind of bouncing all over the place. I think I only have to watch 2 more, and then I'll post my definitive rankings of them.
Cool.
And it's hard to be not biased because I still think Pinocchio is the greatest animated movie of all time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think anything's ever going to take it away from number 1 for me.
Until they do the live-action Pinocchio
with Robert Downey Jr. Oh, down.
That would be awesome.
So yeah, that's it's a great movie, and the Blu-ray is really fantastic. It looks great.
Would you want him to play what's his name? What made him? Or what's his name? What's a grasshopper?
Geppetto or Jiminy?
I'd actually like Robert Downey Jr. to play Honest John, but that's just me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, or
that's too small of a part. Oh, he might do it.
They could Robert Zemeckis it, and Robert Downey Jr. could play all parts.
That'd be awesome. But no, I think he'd make a really great Honest John.
Yeah, all right. That'd be cool.
Honest John.
That would be pretty
Hi,
good.
diddly dee.
That was my Cliff Richards. It was pretty spot on.
Would he be old, or would they make like a kid version of him?
Honest John?
Yeah.
Honest John's like a fox.
Oh, that's right.
He's the guy who sings "Hi diddly dee."
Right.
He steals the kids and sends them to Pleasure Island.
Yes.
He's not a nice man.
Pleasure Island.
He has a cat assistant that's kind of like cross-eyed.
Originally voiced by Mel Blanc, but
but didn't Disney find it would be funnier if he was quiet? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people know Pinocchio went through tons of rewrites because Disney was not happy with it. And now it's the greatest animated movie ever.
It's because it's creepy, man.
Right. I also watched a movie that I loved when I was a kid. It's called The Gate. It's this.
Oh, yeah.
It has Stephen Dorff in it when he's like 12, and it's basically they dig out this tree. This family digs out a tree in their yard, and by doing it, it's like a gate to hell. And there's all these little like demons that come up.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and Kellen was running around, and then he was doing what he's doing right now. I was just watching. I'm like, maybe I should turn this one off. It's PG-13, so it's not overtly violent.
Yeah.
But there's still lots of like monsters running around, and there's a dog that gets killed in it. I'm like, maybe I should.
And it teaches the valuable lesson of how evil yard work is.
Yes.
And that you shouldn't go outside.
Yes. It's terrifying. But yeah, the Blu-ray is really good. It's another Vastron video series. They have, man, I want to say it's like 2 hours of like interviews and stuff on it.
Cool.
About a little movie with stop motion monsters. So it's cool. And I love that. I think horror movie people and why these Vestron and Scream Factories are so popular because horror people like the collections, and it's hard for them to be accepted, and so you always had to go to video stores to get them, or or stay up late at night on HBO to catch these kind of movies. And now that they're readily available, I think it's cool. I rewatched Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is a great movie.
Yeah,
it really is.
I forgot to say I did that last week myself.
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray. Just seeing the visual effects again is really impressive.
Cool.
The last scene, spoilers, where he's reversing time, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That movie
and I love the how he ends up beating the villain is just he's like, I'm just gonna annoy the hell out of him. Dormammu's like, stop. And yeah, it's cool. So really well done. And it also has a special feature of Thor again, like not working at an office, but he's roommates with somebody.
Yeah,
it's pretty great. So yeah, what's Thor been up to? He's been up to that. And the last thing I watched is Scream Factory also puts out these Blu-rays that are limited to 1,000 copies, and they only sell them through their website. And one of them already sold out really fast. It's called like Deathstalker 1 and 2. I've never heard of them, but I guess people love them. But I ended up buying 2 of them, and the first one I watched is called The Velvet Vampire, and it's like this sexy. I bought it because the cover is a sexy vampire with like a see-through shirt holding up 2 severed heads. I'm like,
sounds great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
She does not sever anybody's head in it, so that's kind of disappointing.
But is she in the skimpy shirt?
I was gonna say, how transparent is the shirt?
Oh yeah. So it's basically like a 70s like sexploitation film.
Yeah.
Dressed as like this vampire movie because she's not affected by sunlight. She like walks out in the sunlight until the very end when she dies by sunlight. It's weird. So she lives in like the desert, and she says the sun hurts her.
Yeah.
But she's like walking around in it like whatever.
So don't live there.
But she's tough.
Yeah. And so the story is she meets this couple, and she invites them to their house, and all these people are starting to turn up like dead. And by all these people, it's a 70s horror film, so it's like 3. And and she watches them through like the window in their bedroom, and so there's like tons of like gratuitous nudity. I don't know if tons is the right word, but it's frequent.
The proper amount.
Yeah, it's frequent
for one of those films. There's enough.
Yeah, and I mean there's some violent parts in it, but yeah, at the end. So basically, she's just trying to. I don't know what she's trying to do with this couple, but she eats like raw meat.
She's trying to fuck.
Yeah. Well, the husband ends up like sleeping with her after she eats like a chicken raw, and he's like, "Whoa, what are you doing eating that raw?" And the husband's like this really terrible actor.
That guy has weird fetishes.
And
it's Keanu Reeves' father.
And then it ends really weird, like it kind of seems like that, except he has
what are you
blonde
doing
hair.
to that chicken? What?
So she ends up seducing the man, and she sleeps with him that first time, and the wife sees them sleep together. And he's like, and so the next morning, the wife is acting all cold to him. He's like, "Yeah, so what? I slept with her. Is that what you wanted to hear?" And then they start joking again. I was like, "Wait, what?
No one wanted to hear that."
I guess it's okay. I guess she doesn't care.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah. So then the husband goes and sees her again when he's figured out that she's a vampire, and he gets murdered. And then the wife comes in and sees the husband's dead body standing up, like in the corner of the room. And she runs out scared, and then she gets picked up by some dude who takes her to town and gets her a bus ticket. And she's like, "Meh, my husband's dead, who cares?" And she gets back into town, but she's stalked by the vampire. And then she chases her outside in L.A., and she gets crosses shown to her, and she burns up in the sun.
Oh.
And I'm like, but she was outside earlier.
But
I guess you have to combine the sun with the crosses.
the crosses make her weak.
Yeah, so
and then she's like, "Oh no, the sun!"
Suns and crucifixes, and you're fucked.
They threw some garlic at her.
Yeah, it looks really great though. They cleaned it up big time. I always love because they have a standard definition trailer on there, and when you watch the trailer and after you've watched the movie, you're like, wow, they've added like the color they've got out of it, and
oh wow,
so they did a really good job.
Cool.
And there's a commentary, with the actress who's the vampire.
Does she explain why she can walk around in the sun?
She doesn't. The lady who plays the vampire, though, is beautiful. So, seeing her naked's fine.
Cool.
Yep. And that's what I watched this week.
Did you get your RoboCop 2 and 3?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I have to... I have them here because I need to watch them. But I hopefully I'll be able to watch those this week.
Cool.
I plan on watching more stuff all the time, but when you work 14 hours and you work overnights...
Yep.
You're like, fuck this.
I hear you.
Anyways.
Cool.
Zach, what'd you watch?
Didn't watch too much this
week.
Thanks. I watched the documentary Tower on PBS's Independent Lens.
Is it about a big fire?
No.
Is O.J. Simpson in it?
You don't know The Tower?
No.
Is it about the shooting in Texas?
Yep, that's correct.
Our friend from Telluride Horror Show, Rafael Ruiz, worked on that.
No shit. Awesome.
And it's really good. It's really, really good. Were you planning on watching it at all, Ryan?
Yeah.
I don't want to... Well, you kind of know already how they present it in the format or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like rotoscoping, right?
Yeah, it's rotoscoping, and it's beautifully executed. And they pull a punch that I don't want to like. I mean, it's historical fact, but it's still like I don't want to. They pull a punch.
Spoil it for people who don't know the story.
Yeah, they pull a punch at the end with a revelation with one of the survivors that is just fascinating. So.
Well, and the story is some dude went up into a tower and was sniping people at the University of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like one of the first notarized mass shootings in America.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I saw Dave Chappelle's new stand-up specials.
Yeah, me too.
Back to back.
Yeah.
I love the.
They're really good.
I love the opening one about like where he was so drunk that he had to get into his friend's car, and he's like, "The police are here after me, but it's okay because I'm Dave Chappelle."
Yeah,
that dog's about to ruin it.
Getting Morgan Freeman to do like the voiceovers at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
was really
God,
good
It was fun. It was fun. It's like he never left, man. He's solid comedian still to this day.
He looks a lot older though.
He does, yes.
He looks a little hunched over a little bit, like he may have some back problems or something.
Yeah, he looks like he's been chilling out in Ohio for a while, man. He looks like he's doing all right. He gained a little weight, but he is just fine.
Yep.
If he still looked the same, it would be weird.
Yeah, that is true.
He's still funny. That's
That's the most important part.
Yeah, like he seemed like he was having a good time, and some of the stories he told were really fun. And this was a neat one because he seemed really pretty relaxed. He's just telling fun stories about what he's been doing, and
he didn't have the pressure of a hit TV show right behind him.
Yeah,
the way he did last time.
Yeah, he doesn't. For good and for bad, he doesn't come off like he's struggling to get famous. He just is him, and it's great.
Yeah.
There's a couple times he says stuff he is definitely pushing buttons, but he does it in a really good way. And I think it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. And, that's all I watched this week.
Wow. Short week.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it me?
Yep.
Okay. I watched both episodes of the Chappelle. I watched both the specials, and then I've been watching a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. So there's not a whole lot. But MST
I did watch that too. I watched The Accuse My Parents, but I already said that. So.
I've seen Space Mutiny and Werewolves is really good because it's got Martin Sheen's brother in it.
Yep.
That one's pretty awesome. But yeah, there's like 20 episodes on Netflix. People should check them out. What's kind of interesting is like I watched a lot of them when I was a kid, and going back, a lot of the jokes, or I would say maybe 40% of the jokes, most like kids or that age that I was today wouldn't understand what the joke is even about, because they're very either of their time or even old. I mean, there's jokes about like phone switchboards and stuff like that, where I'm like, that joke doesn't play today. Like I get it, but but still, it's pretty fun. It's a good thing to like put on in the background.
It's fun to turn on because I love like the show's theme song.
Yeah.
We're sending movies the worst we can find.
La 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 la.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm really excited for the new season. I hope they've got some good movies lined up, and Jonah Ray is pretty funny. So
on the old show, they have a frequent Jack Benny reference that they pull like every other episode.
Of course they do. Tell me about it.
It's barely audible, but you just hear somebody saying an old timey announcer voice. Jack Benny program.
Oh, okay. It's good. So people should check it out if you've never seen MST3K. Have I told the story about what we did when I was a kid?
Yes, you have.
Okay. All right. Cool. It's a good story. Brad, what'd you watch this week?
I didn't watch a lot because obviously I'm still playing Breath of the Wild, which is my life now.
He's lost in Hyrule.
I'm also playing a lot of Horizon now, so I didn't watch anything yesterday.
Yeah, but it's crazy to say, but it might have replaced Ocarina of Time as my favorite game of all time.
I ran into the Nintendo lady when I was at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And she said that if you're looking for an NES Classic, in 2 weeks they're going to have a whole shipment of them come out.
Ooh.
And she said, and the Switches should be restocked pretty soon too. So, and if you're having a problem with your sync with the left Joy-Con, you can send in Nintendo and they'll fix it for free.
Nice, because it is a problem.
Yeah, it's not all of them. It's a distributor thing. So like some factories install the part wrong.
Yeah. So if you contact Nintendo, they'll send you a packing slip and you send it to them. You get it back in less than a week.
Okay.
The guy on IGN got it back in 2 days.
I don't necessarily have to, because just before I came to the podcast, I walked into a GameStop and I bought a Pro Controller.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I walked in, the guy's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, just trying to do my daily disappointment of not finding like Switch stuff on the shelf." He's like, "Oh yeah, I know." And then I looked across the counter. I'm like, "I bet that's probably just a box for a controller." He's like, "No, actually, it's the real thing." I'm like, "Sold."
Nice.
So, but yeah, it's like equal parts frustrating because, like the sync issue like makes battles more difficult, but like I made the mistake of going online and checking out what other people are doing in the game, and so where most of my time is just like walking these great expanses and like fighting goblins once in a while. Like people are making like certain recipes, or they found like the master sword, or like they've done clever ways of beating temples. One of the great things about the game is there's ways to beat things that aren't the way it's programmed to. There's like this one temple apparently with like you have to connect make a circuit with the electricity, and so the guy just said like, yeah, I was lazy, so I didn't want to like do the temple, so I just dropped all my metal like shields and swords and then lined them all up in a straight line and made my own connection.
Wow,
yeah.
Man, that's cool.
And I forget what I did, but there was one temple where I just like, instead of sending like the stone across the wall, I just did it the other way, and it still like bounced in to the slot I had to go to. I was like,
I've seen that.
Like with the level of detail in the game, they must have been. Did they start like right after Twilight Princess?
I think so. I read an interview with the director, and what you're mentioning is he wanted. There's no right or wrong way to play the game.
Yeah,
he wanted people to explore and figure out things on their own. And I think that's pretty special. He said you could even beat the game if you wanted to fight the final boss at the beginning.
Yeah, like they're already telling me to go fight Ganon, but I'm just like, I'm not ready to fight Ganon. Like I haven't found much of anything.
I want to play more game before it's over. Like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've unlocked the bottom half of the map, and when I got to like the coast, I'd look across and be like, oh, that's like a nice background they put in, but like that's the background, and then the map shows up and you're like, I can go that island. That's not just like a fuzzy blur out there. That's an actual thing. I have to get the raft. I have to go get the tree branch to create the wind to push the sail and push the raft out there. It's just like
cool.
Yeah, and then the 2 maps I did unlock, like I just went to the towers to get the map unlocked. So there's like large expanses that I usually just go to the tops of the highest mountains and then set like a marker that I was there, and then cross to the next temple and things. But there's all this stuff going on down below that's just like, yeah, it's amazing.
It makes me excited. I mean, Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda game, but
yeah, they're all good. But,
yeah.
But this one is just like, I don't know what they do after this. Like, I don't know how you up the ante, because this is like the best I think you can do. Like maybe you do another story, but as far as gameplay mechanics, it's the ultimate experience.
Yeah.
I was saying because you have a Switch, but you can still get it for the Wii U, because I know you have a Wii U.
Yeah, I could.
But you want to play it on the
Yeah.
Switch.
Then you've got to play 80 hours of
Yeah.
You've got to find time for a lot of game.
I don't know. It's worth playing twice. So
yeah.
I don't know if you get a Switch in a month from that lady, but
yeah. So hopefully I'll get mine soon. We'll see.
Yeah. And then the 2 things I watched in that time was I got the Mondo Steelbook of Ghost in the Shell.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty, but I just took for granted that the special features would be on it. So it's just the movie.
Did you already have the Blu-ray?
I have the DVD, and I think I don't know if I traded into Tradesmart, but I think I have the special edition DVD.
Oh, okay.
That has bonus features, but they put out a 25th anniversary Blu-ray
Yeah.
a while back, and I
That's
figured
what-
they would just port that
Right.
to the Mondo, but no, it's just the movie.
That's too bad.
Lame.
Lincoln.
What is on my hand that you want?
Come here.
He just wants to be loved, Brad.
Yeah.
Just pet him.
You just got to learn to love.
Just take a break. And then the other thing, I finally got my Blu-ray copy of Kung Fury.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, 2, because they screwed up the 1 disc and they sent me the second fixed disc in the package on like a little sleeve that ripped apart and it's a little scratched, but but it's cool. As I kind of forgot it was even coming at this point.
Yeah.
Because I got it because I donated it to the Kickstarter and that was my
Right.
reward. But that was 2014.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And hasn't the movie been on Netflix for a while?
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix, and, but I didn't appreciate it as much. Like, I think it's the same cut, but watching it on Blu-ray with the special features and watching how they made it, and it was fun. I liked it more than when I first saw the final product. I don't know.
Cool.
I guess I had time to like sit and watch it.
Very good.
More, but
Very good.
if you don't know what Kung Fury is, it was this Kickstarter movie that they thought they were going to make a feature film. They raised like $600,000 after it got shared on Reddit and stuff, and they made it, and it turned out to be like a 45-minute thing, kind of like Van Damme.
Yeah.
But it's like a tribute to like great stuff from the 80s, like video games and synth music and
Yeah, it's
DeLoreans.
a lot of style.
Yeah,
It's a
a lot of
whole lot
80s
of
style, yeah. And then like just kind of Danger 5 level, like Fight Hitler,
Yeah.
dinosaurs, Vikings, just like a mishmash of all this Triceratops cops.
Basically, Brad the movie.
Yeah, it's
kinda
like what I would have made.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like Two Brothers, you know.
Do you know Jorma Tacone is Hitler in it? Yeah, one of the Lonely Island guys. Yeah.
Very cool.
And that's it for me.
So I would watch a lot of Dr. Steve Brule, John C. Reilly character. From
Yeah. From Tim and Eric.
Tim and Eric. Oh, it's so funny. One of my favorite things he does is the character's so dumb. So it's, instead of saying like bingo, he says bringo or broats. There's this one episode where he's trying to talk about how donkeys are man's best friend. And so the shot starts with his back to the camera, and he's like, donkeys are man's best friend. And then it plays like the theme music, and then it cuts to him, and he says the exact same line like he was rehearsing before. And I was watching special features, and I guess they record it digitally, and then they send it through a VCR, recording it again, so it comes out really shitty. And it's funny.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, should watch some Steve Brule.
Cool.
Yep. This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw Power Rangers. Brad, should people go and see Power Rangers?
It's a tough one. I had fun with it, but it's still the silly concept that it was back in '93, just a more professional, glossier version, but with more gravitas, I guess, more heart to it. So I don't know if you're not a fan, I don't know if it's gonna like suck you in, but if you are a fan, and I've already talked to a bunch of people, the fans approve. So yeah.
Did you know a lot of people that are fans of Power Rangers?
A couple people.
Or did you know enough where they could give a seal of approval on it?
I mean, like five people. Yeah,
that's a lot.
I haven't heard anyone say they didn't like it. So, but I think it's coming up.
James, should people see Power Rangers?
I'm kind of worried because we might be in some kind of bizarro world where like Justice League's going to be my favorite movie of the year and Guardians of the Galaxy is going to suck because like Resident Evil was bad and Triple X was good.
Do you think Resident Evil was going to be good?
And now but not good bad. I mean, it was just bad.
No,
it was like boring bad.
No,
and
that's pretty fun.
And then Power Rangers was like almost good. Like the first half of this movie kind of earns it, and then it gets a little slow, and then at the end it is a movie where they drive giant dinosaur robots and fight like a monster thing. Yeah, it's hard to necessarily recommend unless you can tell the person like, hey, you're gonna be able to
just
enjoy the end. Yeah, like
just accept the rules.
Yeah, if you watched the show and kind of enjoyed it as a kid, yes, you should probably go check this out because I think it's a pretty fun time at the movies. And while there are some parts that don't work as well, it's like the most.
You want the love?
That's the most aggressive love I've ever seen, Brad. Yeah, I think so. It's just really hard to necessarily recommend because you have to be a certain type of person, I think. But I'm amazed that this is a movie I might buy when it's cheap and watch again.
Zach?
Get me those teens with attitude. Actually, so I grew up with Power Rangers, more or less, and I actually thought it had enough of the '90s cheese for me, in a more updated fashion. Like, obviously, it's a little bit more grittier, if you will, if that's even a term for this film, because I didn't think it was the brooding reboot like the Fantastic Four was. Where this one just felt like, no, this just looks like it was professionally shot as opposed to trying to intersplice American footage with Japanese footage. So, I liked Elizabeth Banks in it, actually. I thought she was kind of funny. So, yeah, sure, go check it out. It's an interesting movie.
Power Rangers. Almost had me.
It's amazing.
It starts really, really good. Well, the opening stuff, I was like,
with the 65 million years ago.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like 65 million years ago, planet Earth. I think that's
Cenozoic
cheesy.
era.
And then when you see it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
and then it starts with like a really adult joke.
Oh God, yeah.
There's a joke about him jerking off a cat.
And I thought it was shot really cool at the beginning, where it was inside the car and the camera's moving around. I thought it was really creative. And then the kids were really funny. I'm like, and I'm starting like, am I enjoying this movie?
Me too.
I'm starting to enjoy this movie. And then the middle happened, and it's slow and boring, and they do too many training montages, and they have too many instances where they have to prove themselves. And then the ending is pretty fun. So, I don't know. I'm like, just push them. Yeah, so I would say almost has me,
but almost is kind of an achievement.
It kind of is. And then I'll get into more of why it almost worked for me and almost did, and it mostly didn't. But, I mean, if you want to see, I don't think it's the worst movie. I just think it exists.
I think it's a good start. Like,
yeah,
because it sets up a future movie.
Oh yeah.
so I'm invested enough to be like, I want to see what happens to these characters.
Here's a trailer for Power Rangers.
None of us really know each other.
We're all screw-ups.
But somehow, we were all in the same place at the same time when Billy found those coins. Guys, check out how we glow.
I'm blue.
No, I'm black.
What?
I am.
No, you're not.
No.
Do you feel weird?
We're strong.
Insanely strong.
The answer to what is happening to you is here. You five are the Power Rangers.
Did I just hear you say we're Power Rangers?
Is this some kind of joke? We're talking to a wall.
I was kind of expecting a little more.
So where were you last night? Me and 4 kids found a spaceship buried underground. I'm pretty sure I'm a superhero.
Cool. Pee in that cup.
Power Rangers were a legion of warriors. You must become those warriors.
It's just a hologram, like a video game.
That's a strong-ass hologram.
Not a video game.
You were born for this.
I will destroy everything.
She is pure evil.
How do you expect us to stop her?
It's morphin' time.
Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it. No one man should have all that power.
That's a lot of gold.
This is your destiny.
Let's go. Go.
This is your time.
Brad, were you into Power Rangers ever? Like, did you ever watch it?
Like the first season, like, you know, I get up at 6 in the morning before class, and it was like the first thing on that Fox block or whatever. Yeah. And I'd watch not because of the kids, but because of the miniature robots and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Like that part was the coolest part of the show for me, and it was always kind of the same recycled footage. They'd trot out and they had more emphasis on the dinosaur aspect of the powers, because when they morphed, they would say like pterodactyl, tyrannosaurus, and then the kids, they'd have like not very. There wasn't a lot of drama in their school. They just had like silly situations. And then Bulk and Skull, who aren't in the movie, they're kind of morphed into like one guy who's the bully.
Yeah.
But
he's not funny.
They were a very lighthearted, comedic, like, part of the show. Like they would always.
I don't
be...
remember anything you're saying.
Bulk and Skull were like these like.
I like a Laurel and Hardy, but for bullies.
and mean.
Yeah, they were basically the dumb bullies.
They try to screw with the Power Rangers, and they get their comeuppance. Yeah, comic relief.
Yeah.
I just kind of I would do that for like a couple. I think I watched through like Lord Zed, and then eventually like grew out of it because I got back into Ninja Turtles. But it was like a cool like new what is this thing? Yeah, but it's like it was this thing I hadn't seen before. Like it was basically Ultraman.
Right. Exactly.
But it's had 4 or 5 characters, and it was half American, half Japanese. Yeah,
it is weird because like going into the theater, you had texted us the night before, and we're like, "Hey guys, FYI, might be good," and I go into the trailer and I've seen some of the reviews and what people are saying, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And so it starts, and when you meet Jason and Billy, and especially Billy, like they're well acted. And they're kind of fun characters. And like you said, I think it's funny that you brought up Fantastic Four in your review, Zach, because at one point I thought to myself, like, man, Josh Trank should watch this. He's just the guy I like beating on lately. He should watch this because this is
the same movie.
Wait, it's a case
of
a
whole
like,
movie of them trying to get their powers, just like the Fantastic Four was.
Yeah, but this is a case where, like, again, a director gets like the short stick and is like his chance to make a big movie. He's given like a kind of shitty premise and probably a lot of direction from a studio of things he's got to do, and he fucking tries like hard, and there's really cool shots, and the acting is from those two guys is really good. Then when we get into the other three kids, they're not as great, especially the Yellow Ranger, who is basically like stolen from some kind of after school special.
Yeah.
Not a very good character.
Hey, crazy girl.
Oh gosh. Oh, the guy. Yeah, and the guy who plays Zach he's good when he's dramatic, and he's terrible when he's trying to be funny. I'm crazy, and I was like, you need to calm down. Yeah.
I mean, the opening of the movie is fun.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, I think the kid who plays Billy's really good.
Yes.
Jason's he's good in it. Kim didn't bother me that much.
No,
but
she's just got a couple moments that I don't.
The other two were just obnoxious because it's one's like, I'm the bad girl and I'm no one understands me, and then the other guy is just detached from everybody. He's cool. He ditches
went
school.
Some of the jokes that I thought weren't going to be funny in from the trailer ended up actually kind of working in the movie. So like in the trailer, the way they do the timing for like the pee in this cup, that actually in the movie kind of works.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole audience was laughing constantly that first third of the movie because they pulled it off.
Well, that's what I mean, and it abandons that that tone halfway through the movie.
Yes,
and where it stops being fun and it's boring.
So was it boring? Because basically, you've got that first third where it's fun and they're discovering the world, and then you've got a third where they're trying to learn to be Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I think half of that is good and half of it is slow. So, like, the scenes where I especially think that Kimberly's scene where she meets with Jason and admits, like, this is why I don't think I'm worthy. Like, all those scenes where they're sort of admitting, like, what's wrong with them and what they're worried about. Like, I think those are actually pretty well done. And especially hers, I think, is really
there are
solid.
too. But they don't explain the rules either. What the fuck is morphing? Why do you have to morph?
That's what I meant in the beginning of it. Like my review is like, there's just things you have to accept because they are ridiculous and they don't have any foundation.
No.
They're just the rules.
Shit, I hadn't thought of that because in my mind, I mean, I know.
Remember
well,
when?
Then what is morphing?
Oh, it's when they turn into guys with suits on.
Yeah, exactly. But how do they do it?
How does Rita come back to life after 65 million years in the ocean?
Oh, because she was trapped, and then she gets set free. You got to go watch the intro.
She wasn't trapped. She was just sitting at the bottom of the ocean with her little power coin.
I 100% agree with everything,
Which,
by the way.
I'm a big fan of what they did with her. Like, when her picture came out, and she's like, why is she in the green armor? I'm like, why didn't I see it? It's like the fact they put the backstory of the Green Ranger as her being a former Green Ranger.
Yeah.
And giving Zordon a backstory of being the former Red Ranger, I thought was just like so great for the franchise.
Yeah, I was impressed that Bryan Cranston actually like just took this seriously.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I did like Elizabeth Banks in it a lot. I thought she was really she was the right kind of campy for it.
Well, she's very close to doing the original Rita.
And I mean, there was parts at the beginning where she was kind of scary, where she's like stabbing people and eating people and
eating homeless people for
but the weird part is like some of her dialogue. One of the weird things is her dialogue is very like she says "eeny meeny miny mo." I'm like, you've been trapped underwater for 65 million years. Like, why do you know like little nursery rhymes?
I think she has a moment, isn't she? Like inhale somebody and she learns. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she did that, but I didn't catch it. But yeah.
And like that's what I mean. Like there's moments in the middle that I just tonally it changes, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, the
Boy, Lincoln is just
he
all up in everybody's face.
He just wants to be loved, but eventually he has to learn.
He's trying to emancipate something.
Oh yeah, no, I think Rita is pretty awesome, and I kind of have to get into spoilers because there's some things about her that I love, like the fact that she gets slapped to the moon. They slap her to the moon, which means that in the next movie she's gonna have a big telescope and be in a temple on the moon. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Why do I care?
Also, when she makes Goldar, like her line from the show is like, "Make my minions grow" or something.
She says that.
And the first time I watched it, I was like, I didn't like. And then the second time I watched it with Zach, and I was like, oh yeah, that's from the show. I forgot.
Can we just hold on a second? Because I just realized that you saw this movie twice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go alone.
Wow.
Well, Zach said he was going to pay for it, so I was like, okay, I'll go.
Holy shit!
No, I just It almost worked for me.
Agreed. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great.
But and then too, I hate the inconsistencies of that big gold thing's destroying our town. Let's big huge robots to stop it and destroy our town more.
Yeah.
But everyone was safe. Amy Jo Johnson was okay at the end.
She
It's
was.
all right.
In the TV show, they would usually fight outside of town.
Yeah, they would fight in that weird desert outside of L.A.
Yeah. But,
Which
it's
is
a
weird because they
$100
were in the
million movie.
It was weird because they were in the construction site, and I'm like, oh, this is the way they homage everything. They're gonna have the fight right here in this little gold yard or this little construction yard. Nope, they take it to town, and everything is destroyed like Man of Steel.
Right, like the way to make it better, the way to really pay homage would be to have them fight in the gold mine.
Yeah.
You know,
But it's a $100 million movie. They're like, you got to amp it up.
it could have been a $60 million
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
That's my point.
Even like when Bryan Cranston's character does the exposition, his exposition doesn't make any sense.
No, but I think that his the badness of Zordon, not as an actor, but like the potential for him to not be the best, like a good character, is actually a pretty well done subplot where like he loses faith in them and then basically just wants to use the power to come back to life, and then has to like learn to appreciate that Jason can be a leader. Like I think that for a Power Rangers movie, I thought that worked pretty well, and I cared.
The fact that he had to
It's
give
fine,
up.
but what's the robot's name?
Alpha 5.
So he's like, they use some primitive language named English. Language English. How the fuck do you know it's primitive, and how the fuck do you speak it?
You're thinking too much.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Again.
They morph into guys with suits that have giant dinosaur robots. For me, actually, my biggest criticism, I think it's unbelievable that they pull off a shot of all of the shot of all the dinosaurs running next to each other
With the
while
Power
the Power
sound.
Rangers theme plays.
Yep.
That was great.
And then they play Kanye.
Yeah. Also, when they first jump out of the lair and then land to fight the putties, like that zoom in
Oh, yes,
on them,
they did the zoom
it's
in.
just like the show.
Oh, I remember freaking out at that moment. Like physically, I reacted because I couldn't believe they were doing that.
I just didn't care enough.
No, I know. To me, actually, the biggest problem with the movie is kind of how much of a remake the final fight is. Like, it just feels like the show, which is
weird.
kind of disappointing.
It's weird. Most of the movie, I'm going like, oh, just freaking morph already. I want to see them morph. And
Yeah.
then by the end of the movie, I'm like, I actually kind of like watching these people just exist. And then there's
Go
this silly
steal-
robot fight at the end.
Go steal a cow again. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they were close, but then the whole thing of them morphing into the Megazord isn't as great. Like, I like the fact that they get defeated and they basically Toy Story 3 together.
Yeah.
And you think like, oh, like they're okay dying together. But if you die, the world ends. So maybe try hard.
Yeah.
And then,
But it's just all the rules. Like, I don't like. Why is the Zeo gem like almost close to the surface? Like, Goldar didn't have to dig very far to get something that should be like 65 million years buried under the ground. Like, he would need like a core tunneler. And
Well, it
then
was
like,
under the Krispy Kreme.
I was gonna say,
bread,
it's-
so.
it-
and then
yeah.
Rita like gold revives her. I guess.
At least we know that. At least we learned why Krispy Kreme is so good.
Yeah.
You know, it's because it's got the force of life in it. I think I don't know.
Like, I know Gold brought her back to life is just a
Something.
thing, but like
Yeah.
the fact that she got absorbed into Goldar, like, and was able to control him better. I don't
know.
Yeah, and then
Whatever.
she tries to strike the Megazord with her own staff. I don't know.
Yeah, and then she gets bitch slapped to the moon.
Yeah.
The moon.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, they're setting up the show.
No, it's super silly and weird, and that's why it's so hard to like ever recommend, because that ending, you kind of have to give it. You got to give it a lot, you know, which is too bad considering how hard they worked to earn it in that first third of the film.
Yeah.
I think if the action at the end of the movie had been cooler, I think they could have won you back from how slow and middling the.
I think the film suffers pacing issues big time.
I agree, but I would I think if you had a cool like Pacific Rim fight at the end, where they really called back to those characters and made you feel like, oh man, like the time I spent watching them train was worth it, not just because there's one time where they do a wrestling move and fight Goldar, but really because like that time where they learn to be friends and they learn to appreciate each other pays off, because they really earn them wanting to die together.
Well, the reason too, that ending, them dying doesn't work for me is because they already blew that load when they killed Billy.
They killed Billy, yeah.
And
Right.
so nothing. And I mean, they're not going. I thought it would have been more shocking if they let him stay dead.
Yes.
And then they fought. They had something to fight for. Instead,
Yeah.
they're like, meh. Well,
Zordon.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm going to save him. I had a change of heart because now they're.
Because I have feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know.
But it is cool that like he has to accept that like he can't control everything anymore. Like he's 65 million years dead.
Yeah.
His time is over.
Yeah.
Like let other people.
I can't believe we've
be
talked
heroes.
about this movie this much. Like, I thought this was a slam dunk. This wasn't going to be good.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's bad.
Right. No, I know.
I think if you're on the fence, you can rent it.
I'm not trying to like win anybody over for the movie.
Yeah.
I'm just flabbergasted.
Like I said, if you're a fan, like you can go into it and not be like, oh, they ruined it for me.
So what did the fans think? I don't know anybody who's a fan of it.
I mean, I was a pretty big fan when I was a kid. I didn't know I wanted this, right? Like, it wasn't. I looked back at it and was like, oh yeah, there was this really corny show that I watched, and like, the structure of this movie, and especially the fight at the end, is the structure of every episode. They always did the same thing. They used the same siege, like the same shots. Like it was the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I went into this thinking this is something I do not want, and I ended up getting a movie that I never knew I wanted. That was pretty fun and had some good characters, and yes, gets slow in the middle, and at the end is so self-aware and wacky that it was like refreshing and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Zach, you haven't said too much.
The only thing that I like really have on this film that
there's a moment they say Jack Benny in the background.
No. This is my question. Like, so, like, I remember being a kid and watching the show, and like, I was a kid, so like the names didn't matter that much to me. But as I was watching this movie today, I was like, Goldar, Rita Repulsa. How does this fit in a gritty, realistic universe?
Okay, so again, something takes me out. So they're talking this language. He's like, Rita.
Well, she can't change her name. Like,
if they just spelled it like REETA, like it would have seemed more alien. But
sure, yes,
yeah.
that's true. REEDYA.
Yeah.
And does he have to say Rita though? Does he have to? Can it just be like?
Well, his name's Zordon.
And I'm sorry, but like I love the character of Alpha 5 when I was younger. The fact that he only says I once really pissed me off.
No. I'll go the other way and say the fact that they actually had him say I is insane.
No, I thought he was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a character for kids. But
Yeah, I think Bill Hader did.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie is for like 8-year-olds, and if I were 8, I think I would be down. I think I'd get a little bit bored in the middle, but it would be teaching me a lesson that was a good lesson, and then at the end, I'd be like, "Hey, can I watch Jurassic Park? Because this fight's not that cool."
That detention is okay,
right? Yeah,
as long as you make friends.
and I guess the Green Ranger is showing up, and the
Tommy
sizzle is cool.
Tommy.
Not as cool. My idea of having Zed show up in a stinger was way cooler.
Yeah, because they're like, "Oh, we haven't cast the Green Ranger yet."
Right.
That was the joke.
Tommy.
Get you excited.
If Robert Downey Jr. showed
like
up as Tommy, would you be in?
Well,
He won't.
And also, I just have to go back to the beginning for a second with that cow joke. Okay, I laughed at that harder than I did at the masturbation jokes in Transformers 1.
Well, yeah,
that's how I knew this movie was
funnier.
working for me. Where I'm like, oh, okay, they pulled that off because they couldn't pull it off in a fucking Michael Bay movie, and he's an immature kid to begin with.
I don't get why that joke exists at all because
it's weird.
Why did he milk the cow? Like even if he thinking it's a female cow, like why for the prank? Why did he milk the cow anyway? It seems like he just wanted to jerk off a cow and then try to play it off. Like, oh yeah, I thought it was a girl.
This episode should be called "Jerking Off a Cow."
His statement was that the cow should be happy because he milked it.
Yeah,
I guess meaning that like cows get happy when you milk it.
Like he's trying to sedate the cow, so it'd be easier to get it in the locker room. So I'll milk
Maybe
it.
he was just like, dude,
jerking people off sedates them, guys.
I did like too that his dad recognized him by the way he ran. I'm like, it's corny, but I'm like, it's kind of cool. Like the Red Ranger, and his dad's proud of him again.
Oh, did that happen?
He puts that clipping on the news on the refrigerator and just goes.
But
like,
I also can't get past that he's Pam's fiance.
Roy.
Yes, he's totally Roy.
From one angle, I was like, "Is that fat Ben Affleck?"
I was telling Zach in the car, like that's 3 weeks later since he screwed up. So
And
they're
they're
still
still
having
fighting
that
about it.
conversation 3 weeks later. Like
Yes.
every day he goes to school, and they're just like, "Why are you such a screw up?"
I just can't believe it.
My dad
21
used to give
days.
lectures like that all
Well,
the time.
I actually think it probably makes sense.
Like a month later, though.
Well, it actually makes sense because he's finally going back to school after like having a trial or
A
whatever.
2-week suspension.
Yeah, like he's been suspended for a couple weeks. Now this is the first time he's going to Saturday detention. So because his dad is dropping off at Saturday detention for the first time, which we know because he's getting introduced to everything, then it makes sense.
And my wife was, they have a superhero with autism. My wife was really
Did she
excited.
see The Accountant? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, is he a superhero in it? No, but he is rich.
He's the Punisher, so yes.
But yeah, even the guy behind the counter who did our tickets, he had that. He's like, he asked me, "Have you seen it yet?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Wait, did you see it at the Alamo?
Yeah,
Was
twice.
it Clayton?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it the very
no,
dapper man?
not the guy with the voice, but
okay. Aw. I love Clayton. Yeah.
No, it was some other I hadn't seen before.
Sure. It's fine. You're good. Just keep talking.
I can't hear what you're saying. So.
Okay. So he was asking if you had seen it before.
Yeah, and he had. That's why I said like even people. I think it's people who like the show are going to like the movie. I don't think people who haven't seen it. But he had that fan thing of like, I hope this guy likes it too because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
But I don't think people who didn't like the show growing up, they might get connected because it is kind of updated. I think a younger crowd, but I think an older crowd just over their head.
I'm not recommending my mom go see it.
Yeah.
As an example.
Yep.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I've seen worse movies.
It's pretty crazy.
I saw 50 Shades of Dark or Gray. What was it? Was it called?
50 Shades of Dark Gray.
50 Shades of...
That movie was worse than Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
50 Shades of Beige.
But it also didn't have a dude who crashed in a helicopter and show up and say, "What the hell is everybody doing here?"
One of the best moments of the year. Genuinely one of the best moments of the year. Well, you guys look so sad, huh?
Genuinely one of the best reviews I've heard on this show is these two fools.
Well, we try.
We didn't even talk about the steel balls, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So
next week we're seeing Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's a ghost, but it's in a shell.
I got to borrow your copy so that I can watch it after I see the new one.
Okay.
Cool.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Looks like she's kicking ass.
Looks like she's kicking ass in it.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down too.
I mean, visually it looks really cool.
It does.
Yeah.
She has lots of like, I punched you and I'm going to stand there and look like awesome.
I hope it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And then whether or not it's a good adaptation is left. I can still go watch the original.
Yeah.
And if that's different, cool. I hope they make a good movie.
Yeah. What movie did you watch this week, buddy?
I watched Beauty and the Beast.
You watched
You
the
watched
Beauty and the
Beauty and the
Beast.
Beast.
Man, that was like an answer to a question.
And
You watched the Lego Batman
movie.
Man,
you like that movie.
you had a
buddy.
busy week. Very cool. Very, very cool.
So until next week, bye.
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 Real Nerds is a Nebulous Visions multimedia production. We would also like to thank Sparks Mandrell for our music. Additional music from Ben Sounds. Thank you to Alamo Drafthouse. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. And thank you for listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.